Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. My name is Adil Akiemi. I'm excited to be here today. I think we're going to have an exciting meeting. And in today's meeting, we're going to be talking about a few things that are matters arising. There are a few exciting things, and I think we're in a good time as a company. And I want to welcome us all to that amazing time. Now, this lockdown has been a blessing in disguise because via this time, we've had opportunity to look more holistically at things and see how we can put our value together in such a way that we can go fast and go far. If we're going to be leaders, and I believe we're leaders as a company, I think the agenda we're pushing, the products we're driving as a company require leadership because we're going against the normal grains. We have very intelligent people, educated people. We have doctors in our midst, we have nurses, we have pharmacists, we have professionals of different types who form the base of the Stockist community, and it's a growing community. And we're doing that in the alternative medicine, or what you call herbal medicine space. And I think that's novel, that's leadership. I think in other countries around the world, and even for most parts of people who practice in this space around the world, it's not subject to many clinical trials. Nobody's curating the testimonies. Nobody is looking at at the fine details of safety. Nobody's considering all the key elements that we put together in this place. So I think we're doing something phenomenal and exciting. I think every one of us should be proud of ourselves. I announced to you last week that we have commenced clinical trials. Now, clinical trials are not usually done by this space because it takes a lot of money, and not many people have significant investment in their businesses in this space to make them able to do that. So one of the things that makes it possible for us to do this is the fact that we are investing, we are putting all the resources we have, we're not holding anything back in making this work. And this investing is still very private. We're basically opening it up to a bigger community gradually. We're also a bit shy to do that as aggressively as is required, but it will get to the time for it. But I'm happy to announce today that clinical trials have begun. The estimate of what the budget is looking like is on the upside of somewhere shy of 10 million. And hopefully we will get that done. Because that's a sunk cost. That's a sunk cost that normally should impact on the prices of the products, but we're visionary. We believe 5 years, 10 years, it will pay for itself. We believe that we will last. We believe that we'll be here. We believe we'll be driving this game. So we are not afraid to spend because we know that the future is going to be bright. So of course, that's some of the cost decisions that need to be made. It doesn't make sense in the short term because if you amortize the cost and you place them vis-a-vis the product values, it doesn't make any sense. We're still selling really cheap. But we know that in the future, it will gain traction. Somewhere along the line, we'll be able to restructure and position things in such a way that is a big win for the company as well. So, of course, getting new machines to cope with new products. So somebody just says, let us do this, let us do toothpaste, let us do this. All of those things are cost sensitive. They require expansion of the factory facilities. They require importation of new equipment. They require a variety of things, which we're not shy to do. Sometimes it costs us more and more and more and more, but it will happen. We are all at the foundation of something phenomenal, and it's something we all have an opportunity to be a part of, to different degrees, to the ways that we are willing and interested in being a part of it. More details will come on this as we progress. But today, I realize that we're in an interesting time. Some things have happened over the course of the last few months. Some things are waking up in the course of this month, and I foresee that some conversations will begin to change and some things will about to happen. So I wanted to quickly remind us of a few essentials and give us an opportunity to be the ones leading this journey and leading our team members into the future that is imminent. Someone says they are straining to hear us. Let me see if I can increase my volume. Sorry, I think I'm speaking in low tones or somehow, I don't know. Can you hear me clearly now? Is it better? Or do you need to increase your volume where you are? Okay, it says it's better. Okay, great. I didn't want to shout too much because this is a very personal meeting. Okay, good. But I'll pump up the volume if that will help. So I think as a company and as an organization, I think we're in a good place. I think this is 1 year already. Lockdown did not let us celebrate and make a lot of noise as we ought to, but we have actually done this manufacturing and driving of these reader products for 1 year. And I want to celebrate and congratulate everybody who has been a part of this journey so far. We do not take any of you lightly. We don't take anybody for granted. I think we've all done phenomenally well. I think, everybody deserves some level of celebrations. We have doctors in the house who have been selfless in sharing and sharing. I assure you, your reward is on the way. We have people, pharmacists, we have nurses, we have different kinds of professionals who have added their own weight in various ways. We have quantity surveyors, let me not forget you. We have all sorts of people on this team. And I think this is a winning team. This is a dream team. We're going to make it a dream winning team. And in order to do that, we need to do together. So I think one of the places where we need to stand together and be very clear is at the level of the stockists. And as we begin to have higher hierarchies, 3-star, 4-star, and those things, we begin to separate and segregate and begin to see how we can ensure that people's team interests are being represented as we make progress. But there's something we're doing today. And I'd like to let you know so that you can understand the play out. Now, I realize that one of the things that will begin to happen in days to come is people will begin to see a need to embrace one of two ends, the networking end or the retailing end. And where we want to be is the networking end, because that's what leverage is all about. You and I are not in this business for how much we can sell today. You and I are in this business for how much team and structure we can build for tomorrow. It comes back again to buckets or pipes. And yes, we need to carry buckets in the short term so that we can use the resources we are getting from those buckets to build our pipes. But ultimately, what we all want to build is a piping system that always ensures that there's a balance of bucket carrying and pipe building that ensures that we can retire in passive income. If you are here with me today and you are in this business at this time, my prediction is that 3-5 years from now, even if you are no longer very active in this business, you should have a team structure in place that allows you to continue to earn passive income. That is the beauty of network marketing. That is the joy in this business model. So if all you are doing is selling and you are not distributing, you are getting enough resources from your selling, which is fantastic, which you should naturally invest in the pipe building system, because what we really want to do is build pipes. And this is Financial Intelligence 101. I'm sharing it with you again. Like Paul said, for me to share with you again the same thing over and over, for me, it is not burdensome. And I think this is important. The story of Chike and Chika is a story I've shared many times over the years. Chike and Chika got an opportunity to work on a village to fetch water and earn $10 per bucket. It's an adaptation from the book, The Parable of Pipelines, and it's my adaptation in the Nigerian environment. And it says, somewhere along the line, they were fetching the buckets, they were having back pains, and they needed to use reader. And one of them said, why don't we build pipes? And the other one said, if we're building pipes, how much impact will it have on our current business? And he said, look, our current business of fetching buckets of 20 per day, we won't be able to fetch that much. We'll still fetch, but every resource we get from this will be channeling it into building pipes. And if it takes us 2 years to build the pipes, we don't need to travel long distances to get water anymore. We just need to open the tap and water will flow. Now, this same mentality is what I would like us to have in our business. We will carry buckets in the short term. And while we carry the buckets, the resources we make, the money we make, we need to use wisdom to channel it into organizing meetings, into organizing events, into giving out giveaways, into attracting people to join our structure so that the longevity of what we're building can last. Now, by selling, you make cash. But by building, you qualify for travels. By building, you qualify to earn big reward. By building, you get to a point where your income on a weekly basis can run into millions, literally millions of naira. It can run into dollars, millions. Now, it takes time to build the momentum to get to that space. And I want to welcome all of us and congratulate us that today we already begin to have 3-star. By the time this year we begin to wrap up, we will have 5-star. We'll probably have our first set of Ruby directors this year. We have 7 months to run, 6 months and 22 days to go. There's a lot we can make happen. I can see the underpinnings of this reality already. I can see Dr. Fumi Aino's team building up. I can see MI organizing our team. I can see Yoma organizing his team. I'm aware of Pastor Wale's team. I can see Next Level Veritable organizing his team. I can see Alashi pushing out into the other circles to open their teams. I can see leaders being birthed from among the leaders, organizing their structures, organizing their teams. I am certain that exciting days are ahead. But remember, we are a network marketing organization. We use retail, to get access to resource to reinforce and strengthen our pipe building system. If you remember the Don't File Our approach, so there are 4 things you need to do. You need to get in and get started, making sure you sign up for everything that it is to sign up. So sign up as bronze, upgrade to VIP, become a stockist. It's all a part of getting in and getting started. So when you do get in and get started, it's like you have proverbially kick-started your car. Okay? When you kick your car, the next thing you want to do is you want to ensure as quickly as possible that you fuel your car. So you use the products. You cannot sell what you're not passionate about. You cannot sell what you're not convinced about. So you want to use the products. You want to have fuel within your system to ensure that you can run the long haul and get the high distance. And then number 3, what you want to do is you want to get into high gear. And in getting to high gear is you're building your team. You're building first level, second level, third level, fourth level. You're getting to bedrock. And once you have built your team and extended your team, you also share the product with friends. And guess what? You're sharing, you're selling, you're giving, but you're creating resource as well to ensure that you can pick someone on the way back. You put the car in good position. You put yourself in safety and security, etc. These are 4 things you need to do. Now, I'm reminding us of all that because of what I want to say. Now, in order for us to be able to take our lift, there's an essential strategy we need to implement now. But I would like you to keep your eyes on the ball while we're executing that strategy. And that strategy we're implementing now is what we called land grab. Can you type in the window, if you're still with me and listening, type there in the window, land grab, okay? Land grab. If you can hear me, I want you to type land grab in your message section just to know that, we're still on the same page. I know the internet is strong in certain areas. Good, I can see land grab. So I can hear very clearly that Dr. Fumi, I know, can hear me. I can see that Fumi Ashalo can hear me. So I can see the message is getting to the Fumis first. So the Fumis are getting the messages first and then everybody else after them. Very good. So essentially, and what is the concept of land grab? If you want to build a huge scaling organization, one of the things you want to do is you want to cover as much spaces as possible. You want to expand your reach. You want to get to as many people as possible. Now, if I ask you a question today, and you can tell me the answer, if you did not start using Reader, will you be using Reader today? If you didn't take a chance and start the first one, will you be using it today? You wouldn't. What has gotten you using it today and using it on is because you took a chance on the first one. I overheard a conversation with my wife this morning. Somebody called her on the phone and said, please, I need to buy more Reader beaters. I want to get like 4 bottles. The one I was using before has almost finished. And my son was the one using it. He's a sickle seller. But because, I also started using it and I realized it's been helpful for me. I've almost finished it now. It's almost finished. Can I get 4 bottles? I hope it will last long. And then my wife spoke to her and said, you know what? If it's good for your son and it's good for you, why don't you buy a carton? The one bottle you're buying is 5,000. I've been selling to you for 5,000 naira. For your 4 bottles, I can give you a little discount. But guess what? If you're buying a carton, I can give you 30,000. I can give you a deal. And this is like, what? That's amazing. Give me a carton. The person buys a carton. What's going on is it's called land grab. Yeah. Land grab is once you get someone to become a user, it is easy for them to do more and to do more and to do more. I have a number of, and in this call, I'm sure you're familiar with this call. If I ask how many people have received calls like this, let's do the test it out. How many people have received calls of somebody who bought one, who now wants to buy more? How many people have received calls from people who bought a little and now have become distributors? How many people have received calls? If you have received any of those calls, you can just write in the chat window the kind of calls you've received, the kind of things you've experienced, just to add validation to what I'm talking about. To say, you know what? All of us start from small, and then somewhere along the line, we start with small, but guess what? It begins to increase. So I like us to share there, for example, and say, I've witnessed this. Somebody bought a little and then they want to buy more. I've witnessed somebody bought some and then they want to become a distributor. I've witnessed somebody got one as sample and then they upgraded. Okay, so Diana says, for example, she has had customer to distributors. Okay, that's a familiar terrain. It means as a customer, somebody grabbed the land and then to upsell is easy. What else have you experienced? What exactly is in your own experience? I'd like us to share. Someone says from user to seller. Somebody was using and then the person now says, you know what, I want to sell this thing. Fantastic. What else have you experienced? From buying more, from less to buy more, want to buy more. Excellent. So if we don't get into the hands of many people, how do we get them to buy more? The way to go is to ensure that we're conquering territories. Many years ago, there was a meeting that was held in Europe, and they met on Europe, and in that meeting, they had the map of Africa in front of them. And they were discussing in that meeting, there was no African in that meeting, and they were discussing in that meeting and asking, how do we cover this terrain? How do we cover this land? How do we take our own place? Okay. And the Portuguese said, we'll take this place. And the French said, we'll take this place. And the UK said, we'll take this place. And what were they doing? They were dividing Africa. And of course, their plan worked because they came here and they colonized us. They colonized some of us for 60 years, some of us for 50 years, some of us for 80 years, some of us for more. Some of us are not even sure whether they are not still colonizing us. But guess what? It was land grab. It was going to the space, take as much as you want, and then begin to exert dominance on it. Today, with Reader and what we have driven, we have not grabbed Nigeria. We have grabbed a few spaces. We need to do a lot of land grab. And I'll give you another illustration of land grab. Another very interesting illustration of land grab is what you have with companies like Facebook, Google. These are companies who understand the concept of land grab. And what do? Facebook comes into the scene. They are not clear about how much money they will make or how they make money, but they realize we need to be in every country. We need to be in every space. We need people using us, even if we don't know how we're going to profit from it yet. We need them actively involved. Let's grab the land. And once we grab the land, we can now say, we want to do bigger, I want to scale. I want to make exciting things happen. So it's about grabbing land. That's what businesses do. Google as well develops a search engine. People are using it to search. They're using it to search. Is a very good utility value. And then it takes 3 years to figure out how do we make money from this thing that we are selling. Now, of course, for us, we know what we're selling, we know the value, but we want to land grab. And in wanting to land grab, we're going to be offering some crazy promos. Okay? Someone says user to buying cartons and selling in UK, even without being a distributor. Wow. Trial leading to ambassadors. We've all experienced this phenomenon. So today I want to share with you what we're doing. Now, today, it is very exciting. We've made it more exciting than anything to be a distributor. And why? Because we want to go all out and get new people in as distributors. And in order to do that, we know that these distributors will have access to the products which they will push out. We are not salesmen. We are networkers. We don't want to fall into the salesman's failure syndrome. We want to build teams. We want to drive wild. We want to drive wide. But we want to do both in an interesting way at this time so that we can get the products into the hands of as many people as possible. We want to land grab. And I'll show you how that's going to work in a jiffy. So I'm going to share with you the first screen. So you can have a look at this. I'm sure you've already seen it in the group where I shared it, but I want to talk us through and show us what are the things that become possible at this time. I'm sure you can see on your screen the June offer. Now, these offers are ridiculously good if you decide to sell at the recommended prices. And we recommend and we encourage that people sell at the recommended prices, but we also know and we are forewarned that some people will, because they are selling volume and they are selling bulk to outside channels, will sell at the carton recommended prices, will sell at the volume recommended prices. And all of those prices are there. So this is retail recommended prices. They are carton recommended prices, all of the prices which you'll find on A2W shopping. We expect that if you are selling, if you are driving the sales of these products, you will be driving it and doing it at the recommended prices for carton, for volume. Now, if you look at this here, and I want to talk us through this so that we can understand this, because as stockists, we need to understand this and lead the conversation. We're going to have a meeting with the whole house by 8 o'clock. I would like you to be involved in that meeting to lead the conversation because you understand it and it's going to pay you as well as them. Now, before now, we've had the number of GMX RPLs and we have written out articles to show them. Many people still didn't get it. So this month, for Sleepless Nights, we said, you know what? why don't we make this pictorial and make it easy? Instead of you listing out one variant, one bottle, one this, one that, can we just have very defined products? You just come there and say MIDI bitters 1. Once you say MIDI bitters 1, you have requested for GMX RPL, you say MIDI bitters 1, we know that what you mean is 32 bottles of 250 mils, 3 bottles of 500 mils, and 1 extra variant for the Stockist. Easy. Okay, easy. Once you do it that way, we know this is what you have, we know it's exciting, and we know we can deal. Now, if you look at these packages, and I'd like you to look at these packages, and I'll take questions and answers on these packages, but this is what we're driving, and it's if you can get it, it is sweet. Okay, it is sweet. And what we want to do is we want to make sure that Stockist distributors are making good profit so that there is enough ginger to go out there and get the product out. Now, I understand some distributors are not patient. They want to sell quickly. They will compromise their pricings. Okay, we have made provision for them. I think it's a good problem when people say your product is available everywhere and people are selling at this particular price. It just shows you, yes, it's available there. It means that the real deal, at that point, it begins to center people more on becoming a distributor, because that's where you have value. And we have done it in such a way that it's not only those who are doing bulk buys that are getting the good deals. Everybody gets a good deal, whether it's bulk or not. And then we expect people to use their, to use their best behavior to get the highest value, because there's something important that you need to build, and it will cost some resources. And that is the network, and that's the structure of the organization, and that's the pipe building system. So very quickly today, if I can run you through this, I think it's important that you get this. So this is, for example, the bitters category. This is the first category of GMX RPL A1 to A10. We've expanded them so that people are not using their sense to determine what products to buy. There are no other options except this ones you are seeing here. And it's saying you can get 32 of this or 3 of that, 32 of this or this, 32 of this or 1 of that. These are their names. When you're requesting for them, you know exactly what to request for. And if you look at the ROI, if you look at the return on investment potentials of this, I would like to comment about a few of them. All of them give you more than 50% return on investment. I've put there approximately 60%. If you look at this, if you look at the average, it's over 60%. You have GMX RPL A4 gives you 83%. What are we doing? We want to move people into the big bitters. 500 mils, we want it to be exciting. We want it to be very profitable. I want to drive more stockists and more distributors in that direction. Why? Because now that the product has been tested already, people should be willing to go bigger. People should be willing to go and scale the size of what they're doing. So deliberately, for this month of June, we are doing no holds barred, significant profits on everything that has to do with biggie bitters. We call it biggie to say, if you want to capture it to your Stockist page, just put there GMS RPL A4 biggie bitters. Or if you put just biggie bitters, we understand what it is, and you will get exactly, no variations, exactly what it is there. It will also help all our depots, sub depots, to be able to account for what is being given, to be able to account for what exactly is possible, what's available, and they can take what is available. So if you look at this, for example, you look at 83%, you look at 75%. What does that mean? It means if you sell 5,000 naira per bottle at the price it's recommended for you to sell, you can almost literally double your money from these big packs. From the small packs, it's not bad as well. 50% is quite good. It's very good. You have slightly less percentage available there. This is profit. So if you look at the profit in naira, that's how much you make for every 6,000 you sell if you go at retail value. If you decide to do bulk, the profit comes down a bit. If you try to do, sell to a shop, it comes down. If you're selling to individuals, you can make this kind of value. But guess what? The drive for here is that while this is going on, a lot more people get to test the product. So we have a lot more trials becoming ambassadors, a lot more customers becoming users, becoming sellers, a lot more customers becoming distributors. We can basically upsell people on that trajectory because we got them involved in the first instance. And we got them involved in a way that was profitable for distributors. Now, I saw a little argument brewing and saying, some people are selling bitters for 1.7 and then they're selling the big one for 3.5. You know what? At this point, we all know that distributors get a better value than that. We all know that some of these people are selling at very slim margins. Once it gets to pharmacies, they will sell at slim margins. Once it gets to Mushin, they'll sell at slim margins. What are they doing? They want to increase their run rate. Not a problem. The more the people we have who are trying the product, the more conversion it does for us. It will hurt those whose only model is retail, And I want to alert you ahead, it is time for network marketing. It is time for network marketing. It's time to begin to adjust our sales, adjust our models, and build our teams, because guess what? The product needs to grab the land as far as possible, get interest from a variety of places. This June offer will not be there forever. We're going to suck it off at some point. We'll get back to what is possible and ideal. And guess what? At that time, it is people who have built their organization and their teams that will continue to enjoy the leverage that they've done from that. Yes, some people are going to sell at low values and get their money in and run their whatever number of times and qualify for Dubai, qualify for Singapore, qualify for what's next. But use the value you're getting from this to build your team. Now, if you look at this, this is strictly on the betas and the BAM front. So everybody has been looking for clarity. You can see them all in a snapshot now. This is available in June. We do this week on week. It can be pulled off at any time. But we want to maintain some level of constance with some of this so that you know that, okay, if I want to get 30 mils, I get 30 mils, that's all I get. And I can get one extra Stockist value with it. I can make 60%. If I'm getting mixture, this is what I get. And if I'm getting the family pack offers you 85% profit. Now, initially before now, it was over 100%, but we felt, look, this is going to cause more problem. The more the percentage, the more people are going to get impatient, sell off, quickly come back, and all the rest of them. We want to grab the land. This is the direction. And we're making it very juicy for distributors. Now, listen, distributors, we cannot afford to allow people to break into our ranks. So we need to agree together what we're doing. The prices for every level of purchase is available on HW Shopping. So very clearly, you can see if I'm selling a carton, I can do 30,000. If I'm selling a bottle, this is how much. If I'm selling 3 bottles, this is what I can do. If I'm selling 15 cartons, this is what I can do. And we want all of that engine to be able to pass through distributors. The land is available for grabbing. Nobody is going to penalize anybody for what they really do in this month of June. Why? Because we know we are the ones giving the deal. We want you to make the maximum profit from it. But these deals are not forever. So whatever you want to do, you want to do with wisdom. We know that this month, a lot of teams are gathering together, encouraging themselves, building their teams. The way to set direction on pricing and ensure that pricing is stuck to is from leaders. So I expect that Dr. Fumi, I know, will spell what will happen in their team. MI will spell what will happen in our team. Pastor Wale will spell what will happen in our team. Bem will spell what will happen in our team. Dr. Jerome will spell what's happening in their team. And if I've not mentioned your name, forgive me. What's called Oliko, Oliko's username is Veritable. We'll spell what happens next in their team. Ibadan team, Olajide, Olushondairo, Sesime, Yoma's team. They spell, this is our recommended price. This is the parity premium position that we hold. But guess what? At this particular month, a lot of pharmacies will be invaded. And thankfully, the only product that is NAFDAC register that they can invade with right now is the betas, and I'm very grateful for that we're not even finished work on the variants, because that still gives you exclusivity, and some of them will begin to take it as well. That's fine, that's their problem. But guess what? You and I, we have an opportunity to grab the land as much as we can. Remember, it's time for network marketing. I have a book here. It's time. We're going to do a lot of talk, a lot of development on this. It is time for network marketing. This is what we want to drive at this time. This is what it's going to begin to make sense at this time. So this is what we're offering on this space. It's exciting. It's supposed to be megally profitable. That profit should go into enticing people to join and be a part of your team. So I come on board, I buy something, and I'm making 50%, and I can do it in 1 month. I can do it in 30 days. Ladies and gentlemen, you will want to start saving. Yeah? You will want to start saving, and you better start saving, because guess what? As you grow, take your savings, pull it to your business, increase your volume. Many people can end this year multimillionaires. So this is one. For example, I'm going to show you more. So that's the first one. I'm going to show you the one where it has B, the B category products. Let me pull it to the front so that it becomes available there. So we have B. Good. I think good. I hope you can see it in your screen there. And this one says, you know what? Here is about the variants. And this one was something we summarized with one pack before. We just said variant pack, 18 variants, blah, blah, blah. But now we say, you know what? We want to define how it's mixed. You want to do the variants play. People are selling their variants. People are making a good money. Somebody told me I sold Restore, I sold Fire, I sold Cleanser. I think the highest selling variant today, is capsules, followed by Cleanser, followed by Fat Burner, followed by Fire, followed by Restore. And I think Restore is interestingly picking volume as well. Of course, no doubt, stockists are the Restore packers. They do their stockist points, and they use it to claim a lot of Restore. We're going to be making the extra points for stockists look exciting as well. Some of the things you're seeing for June as for extra for stockists will no longer be for stockists after June. We'll remodel them. They'll be for sub-depots. So the sub-depot conversation is on. A few people have reached out to say, I want to be a sub-depot for this state, We're going to allow people to start from 1 million naira. We're going to make it profitable and valuable for them. It will be exactly like Stockist plan, only it will be more in the space of making more products available to them, which they will be making money off as A2W shopping takes live. That model is being worked on. It's being worked on to make it win-win for everybody. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the variant option. And this is saying, and I'll explain to them very quickly so I can very clear. So if you look at these options, and if you can pinch out your screen so that it's bigger for you, you can get an idea of what this begins to show and say. This video is going to be very useful. You can look at them and look at, and understand them over time. But here's what this is saying. It is saying we have a number of packs. We have Fire Pack. Fire Pack basically gives you 16 of fire and then 1 restore. It's a Fire Pack. You will make 63% from this because you get it for 60,000. It makes no sense. Okay, but that's available. Beyond that, you have an extra point as a distributor to pick any one of the products you want to pick based on their pointing system calculated on this table for hand sanitizers. You can choose what you want. And then Stockist has extra points, which you can use to pick any of the variants, the ones that have parity price variants. So it's restricted to parity price variants. You can pick any of them from the Stockist extra points. This is aside of what's going to happen in the back office. Your Stockist back office is different. That's why I'm saying this one will probably go to depots in days to come, but that's different. But guess what? So that pack is a Fire Pack. We have another pack called Fire Plus. Fire Plus means I don't want all fire, but I want mostly fire. So Fire Plus is getting 8 of fire and 2 of everything else. The profit potential there is 80%. This is crazy. Yeah, it is crazy, ladies and gentlemen. But guess what? We want to do it. We want to do it until, until the roof falls. Because this June is a record-breaking month. We want to break the records. And we're sure we're going to break the records. And we want to make it exciting. And it's incredible. But it's available there. Somebody was already saying, I had one leader saying, I won't mention their names now. I had a leader saying, can we begin to sell Restore for 10,000 naira now, since the price is very good? I don't know what works for you. I don't know what it is what you want to do. These are the recommended prices. If you're selling volume, you can play with the volume prices. But what I recommend is let's earn. We want you to earn. Earn. Don't be afraid to earn. I know some people don't like to earn so much. They like to turn it over quickly, earn a little and turn it over quickly. But guess what? We're not going to complain because June is about grabbing land. So if we have 1 million products sold and then we tighten it, the people who have done it with sense are the people who won't complain when we tighten it. Okay, because somewhere along the line it's going to be tightened. But now we have loosened it. We have loosened it, even at almost jeopardy to the company. We have loosened it, but we're loosening it so that it can run far and wild. It can get the traction that is required for us to be able to make certain demands from the people who will finance, who will invest, who will participate in those ways. So we have Fire Pack, we have Fire Plus, we have Cleanser Pack, 16 cleanser. We have Cleanser Plus, 8 cleanser, 2 of the rest. We have Fat Burner Pack, 16 Fat Burners. We have Fat Burner Plus, 8 Fat Burner, 2 of the rest. We have Restore Pack, Restore 6 and then 1 of capsules. And then we have Restore Plus, 4 of restores and 2 of the rest. We have Capsule Pack, 12 of capsules and 1 of restore. And so every full pack is that pack and then 1 of restore. That pack and 1 of restore. Restore Pack is Restore 6 and then 1 of capsules. Gives you 80% as well. And then we have an interesting variant pack where you get 3 of every product and then you have 4 fat burner. That gives you 101%. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these packs are available. The prices are too sweet. We know it can be withdrawn any week. Any week now, it can be withdrawn. The idea is to get this exciting and get this going. I know some people are looking and say, but when are the new products coming? Is the new products I'm looking for? Yeah, you have this here. We have hand sanitizer and all that on some packs here. That's not all. I'm still going to show you the last one, which is the one that has the hand sanitizers and disinfectants. I'll show you what that looks like in a minute as well. I hope you're following me. If you're following me, and yeah, it's looking exciting to you, just type 111. Let me know you're getting my excitement. It's 111. 111 is the channel for excitement. Just show your 111 there. I will take it from there. If I'm confusing you, then maybe it's 222. But I hope you're getting it. Yeah. So let me see. Am I getting 111? What am I getting? 111. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Good. So we're following and getting it. So here we have, and let me share this with you. It should encourage you, it should ginger you. I don't know if if it's here. So there's a deal that somebody is doing today that's an exciting deal. And it's one of his deals. So somebody did GMXRPL, and I'm putting it out there so that every stockist can get empowered and engineered and exciting. Somebody did GMXRPL, 55 packs today. Sorry, yesterday. GMXRPL, 55 packs. Did you hear me? Yeah? 55 of the packs. I had to go to the office to take the picture. That's why, I came a bit late. 55 GMXRPL packs. You know what that means? That means they are getting 55 Stockist variants. Yeah? Aside of 185 variants. Aside of 50 cartons of hand sanitizers. Aside of 50 packs of 30 meals, 50 packs of 500 meals. It's an exciting deal. And they did it. Someone said, what happened? They did it profitably, and they have products. And of course, it's land grab. So I'm looking at the products and I'm like, oh my God, see the products. Without thinking too much, I can look at the products and say, even if it was sold at the cost price that they bought it for the things that they wanted to sell, the profit potentials on the extra products is already in the range of millions. Yeah? And that's possible because of some of these exciting packs. You can negotiate big deals. Stop trying to say, what if I want to buy volume? These things are good for you to do volume already. You just maximize them and grab the land. And don't make the mistake of just selling and selling. Sign people up, lock them in. Pharmacies will pick up, a number of places will pick up, the product will be found in various places, but it doesn't disturb our network, because right now we don't have a challenge we've always had before. There is no sabotage possible. We own the manufacturing company. We're clearing every product that comes from manufacturing. We're doing this directly. Distributors are at the forefront of anything. Everything has an impact on distributors. There's nobody that's doing anything that's outside of your space. It's happening on EW shopping. It's under your team. It's beautiful. So everybody can run with this and make this happen. So on this particular pack, you can see what you have here. We have the bigger sanitizers. We're giving 20 of that. We're giving 20 of that. And then, of course, there's fire, there's cleanser, there's fat burner, and there's extra points for variant for extra points for the distributor, which will determine what they'll use it to do. And then we have extra points for stockists as well. With all of this, you have about 54% profit. And then we have media sanitizers, the one that's 80 mils, you have 58%, and you have the one that has 30 mils, we have 67%, and you have disinfectant as well, we have at 46%. Averagely, it gives you somewhere around 60%, and one of the things you don't realize about GMXRPL, let me tell you today, GMXRPL gives the person who uses it 100 PV, gives all their uplines for 12 levels, particularly if there's VIP, because it gets to 12 levels if there's a VIP 12 levels above. If you are gold, it probably will stop at you at 10 levels. If you are bronze, it probably will stop with you at about 7 levels. So your level of earning on your team is dependent on your membership rank. That's why it's important to be VIP, because the big money is down the chain. Okay, the bottom of the pyramid is where the value is, and you want to be ensured that you are VIP so you can mop up every value that's happening in your team. Okay, so essentially, you have these packs here, and this is the value that they offer. And there's one other pack that people have been making a lot of noise and asking questions about, and saying, we want this, we want this, we want this. I'm happy to announce to you that's now pictorially available, and you can play there as well. And that's the Solo Bronze pack. So I'm going to share with you the Solo Bronze pack. All of these are active in the month of June. They are withdrawable, but this is the value here. So if you look at this, this is somebody who says, I want to sign up, but I want one major product. I want one product majorly. So we'll create a value that makes that possible. Okay? And I've said there's a big bitters bronze, there's a mini bitters bronze, there's a mini bitters bronze. There's a capsule bronze, there's a fire bronze, there's a cleanser bronze, there's a burner bronze, there's a restore bronze, there's big sanitizer bronze, there's balm bronze, and there's an interesting bronze. And all of these bronze have a few things in common. What they have in common is one product majorly, and then another product, one or another product. One product majorly, and then another product. You can use this to people. The only demerit to this is when you go back to your Stockist office, it will appear as 40K because their bronze is really a 40K pack. No, that hasn't changed. We just extended the cash value so that we can pack in more products to make it more exciting for you. So if you are buying, and this is the big one, okay, if you have, it's 69%. It's the second highest percentage on this table. It is big bronze. So if you're buying 500 mils, 3 cartons, 80K bronze. If you are doing 250 mils, you don't get 3 cartons. Okay, you get 2.5 cartons. You get 2 cartons and a half, and then you have that bronze. If you are doing mini, you get 320, which is about 4 cartons. If you're doing capsules, you get 18 capsules, and then it's 69% profit as well. If you're doing fire, 24. If you're doing cleanser, 24. That's 1 carton and a half. If you're doing burner, 24. 1 carton and a half. If you're doing restore, 8. And then there's the extra points for Stockist as well. If you're doing big sanitizers, you have 32, and then you have 1 restore. If you're doing balm bronze, you have all of that. If you're doing interesting bronze, you have 1 from all of those places, and then you have your Stockist point as well. Now, this can give you, on a sign-up pack, can give people an opportunity to make as much as 75%, 69%, 50%, 44% from driving all of this. Okay, so these are the packs that are available. This is what we have done for this month of June, and we know that the effect of this will be a lot more sales happening. People will push. Some people will do at premium, build their team with this energy, get good value to build their team, extend products to more spaces, make good profits from the places where they are selling, and then knock it down on the places where it's not being sold. Please let's keep so that we can hear. So as I was saying, so this is going to create a lot more drive happening in those places. It will let us have a lot more happen. Can this madam please mute your phone so that we don't get distracted? Okay, so essentially, it's going to create a lot of push. People are going to do GMXs. Some people do whatever bronzes. Keyword of leadership and caution. Drive your teams, encourage them to stick within the boundaries of the retail prices for 1 single product, 3 products, 1 carton, and the rest. Use this opportunity to get people on board. So you can literally show people, when you become a distributor, this is the kind of value you can get. This is the kind of income you can earn. This is the promotions that are possible. This is what the company is doing to ensure that people are empowered. But guess what? We know that while this is all going as well, people will enter into more spaces than they will enter before, because they will buy more products than they bought before. They will enter into pharmacies. The product will be available in a number of more spaces, which is fantastic. But remember, as we get them on board as customers, the journey becomes easy for distribution. The journey becomes easy for becoming a stockist. The journey becomes easy for becoming a leader. The journey becomes easy for more and more, because that's the way it goes. So I want to encourage us this month. It's a record-breaking month. It's a no-holds-barred month. It's a go all out and do all you can month. It's a month for creating strong leaders. We set a goal. I said 2 million is what we want every stockist to aspire to, not on their group, on their individual. There are people this month already who are already elites, and we're in week 1. We just concluded week 1. We have elites already. We have people approaching elite. We're just warming up. We know that the trajectory of the months will get loaded this week, and as we progress, you can do something. So there's the buckets carrying, big buckets, get the finance, get the resource, build a team. If you are one person doing the business and there's still one person doing the business after 1 year, something is wrong. You need to, the average minimum anybody should reasonably be at this time is 3-star. Okay? 2-star, barest minimum. 3-star is where you're a leader. That's where you need to be. And already working towards 4-star, already setting goals to say, how can I be a Ruby this year? From Ruby, it gets exciting. And guess what? Every noise you are seeing, every network marketing company making out there, they have done 7 years. They have done 6 years. We know what we are doing. When on HW, we have done 8 years, 9 years. We didn't market the rewards of people that aggressively, but we know what was possible. if we build this with momentum and get ourselves in focus, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years down the line, there are some incomes that will be earned on this platform. It will be unbelievable. And the beauty of this is we have an opportunity to, from here, go to the world. From here, we expand to other places. So other countries are going to come on board. We're going to create systems to ensure we can DHL to people's door and package the pricing to ensure that works. The products are good, they work, and they are expandable. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it this evening. I'm going to open us up for questions. But before we do that, if you like the direction that things are going and you are excited about what is possible this month, and most importantly, the GMX RPLs are clearer to you, the solo bronzes are clearer to you than they have been before, and you get a clear heading of where we're going, just put 111111111 or put an emoticon in that chat box, and then we'll prepare the grounds for us to be able to ask a few questions so that we can attend to them. Okay, so I get general feeling that it's clear. I can see a few people with their 1111111s. Excellent, exciting, beautiful, amazing. Okay, that's good. That's good. I so like the solo pro. Okay, good. Someone like the solo bros. Exciting. We have done all of this to ensure that bringing people on board will be easy. But remember, I said it's June. We're going to gauge the temperature. We're going to gauge what people are doing, and then we'll be withdrawing it gradually. So this one is no holds barred. Go all out. Grab the land. Don't hold products. Don't stock. Buy, sell, push, buy, sell for your distribution, for your GMX. Stay active. Get your team members active. If you have a team of 1,000 people and they are all being active, your income will tell you a story. Yeah? Your income will tell you a story. If you have a team of 1,000 and they're all doing their GMX RPL, they're all doing GMX RP. GMX RPL is a go-to GMX. And if you do that, fantastic. There are a few things that are on the pipeline loading. Exciting things. You know, I always share exciting things. They're on the pipeline loading and it's going to be really, really exciting. But guess what? We have this for this month. We break records, we push out and do phenomenal. Okay. Somebody's already asking for it to become the order of the day. Okay, you will not be able to legislate that. You will not legislate that. We will drive this. Like I said, what we want to do is grab the land, and we are willing to grab the land at a loss if we need to. And we have opened June up to do this. We'll look at how it is going, and we'll see what will happen. We will also be looking at the analytics. So let me explain this to you. One of the things that I've been studying, and I'm studying it, is what are people buying? What are people buying? Now, if people are buying something and you have something else there, that thing is wasting space. In fact, people are buying that thing because it is available. If people are buying a particular thing and that's where the crowd is going, you want to push more energy into that space and eliminate the ones that people are not buying. So as you have seen these packs, for example, you have seen them and you have seen them as packs that allow you to be able to get certain values. Please purchase the ones that mean a lot to you, because we are looking at the data and we're asking ourselves, what are people buying? What do we need to put more energy behind? What do we need to support more and more? And then we can look at those things and streamline everything into those things. Because if people are successful with 1, 2, 3, and then some people are making mistakes and they're buying 4, 5, 6, then we want to push everybody to do 1, 2, 3 so that everybody has a chance to succeed as well. Okay. Now, someone is asking a question. He's saying, and I think I need to pause off this and then go to question and answers. So let me make a clear break. This is what we're doing in the month of June. Thank you for